And 3, 2, 1. Buongiorno, everybody. Welcome back to the Peter Walsh Show. Today, I'm going to be talking about everybody's fucking complaining. Everybody's bitching and moaning about people they're going out in relationships or dates with, or who they're married to. What's going on, everybody? Everybody's bitching and moaning about everybody. Oh my God, we're all going back to coronavirus. I swear to God, I know I've repeated this about 50 times already. What is the story, folks? Now, of course, not everybody, but there's been people that have come on to me this week on my social media, on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter. Jesus Christ, ladies and gentlemen. Like, for instance, we're going to talk about, you know, you're in a relationship, you're dating somebody, and yet, here's the thing. There's a lot of people bitching and moaning about the other person, but yet, you know what's funny? A lot of people are not looking at themselves. Like, for one, this person's bitching and moaning. Now, sometimes maybe they've got every justification in the world that they are bitching and moaning and they just need to vent. I 100% respect that, ladies and gentlemen. 100%. But sometimes, maybe it's not them. Maybe the person's bitching and moaning, and maybe you're bitching and moaning, whoever's out there, because things aren't going your selfish fucking way. You know, guys, it's not all about me. It's not all about you. It's not all about the other person. It's about two fucking people in a relationship. This isn't rocket science I'm saying here. But what I'm seeing, guys, and I tell you now, I can tell you one fucking thing here now. I have got a pulse on the relationship world at the moment, and dating world at the moment. I've got a good, strong, bloody pulse. I can see it on my social media. I talk about it every single day. I mean, I'll give you another example here. You're going to laugh at this one. I know this girl, and by the way, if she's listening, right, she's not a great friend of mine, but that doesn't mean anything. You know, I actually did give out to her the other day, right? I actually know her quite well. She's not a close friend of mine. She's not even an acquaintance really, but I know her quite well. And she told me this story, so before you think look at Peter, he's bitching and moaning about everybody. That's not necessarily what's going on here. Because I actually gave out shit to this girl about it, and I even told her I'm going to tell people about this on my social media. Because in fairness, I'll give this one thing to this girl. She can take it on the chin. Like, I was telling her, look, hey, you know, X, you know, this is ridiculous. You're going on about this, on about fucking that. And I said, you know what? I'm going to fucking use this on my social media because there's other people like yourself out there that are complaining all the time. What's going on? And your impossible standards. And she went, huh, all right. Fair enough. And this, I have to say, I was really impressed. She actually turned around and said to me, you know what? If I actually hear it on your podcast or your social media, it's kind of looking at it from the outside. Maybe it'll actually smack some sense into me. I couldn't believe what she was saying to me. That's self-aware. That is well done, X. That was unbelievable. I was so impressed by her that yes, she got caught up in a web of just negativity, toxic crap, right? But she was self-aware enough. And guys, if you've listened to some of my other episodes, you know I'm always going on about self-awareness, because I think we all need to be, including me. She was self-aware enough to know that she just got stuck in this web of crap, negative bullshit, you know? And it can catch up in any one of us, guys. So, you know, if you do get caught up in it, don't beat yourself up about it, but realize that it can. I mean, fuck, it's happened to me. So, here's the story. So, before I met her a few days ago, or was it last week, she was going on about for the last couple of months that there's no decent guys out there, there's no nice guys out here, and da-da-da-da-da. And when I was telling her, oh, look, well, fair enough, look, hey, there's a lot of people struggling right now, X. And she goes, yeah, come on, like, there has to be one guy. I mean, I'm all over the dating apps, Pete. I'm all over the dating apps, right? I'm on fucking Bumble. I'm on fucking Hinge. I'm on Tinder. I'm doing everything I can. I'm on your dating thing as well. I don't know where to go. So she meets this guy. She goes on the date with the fella, and this guy ticked every single box for her as she was on the date. And I was like, whoa. And she was telling me the story. I was like, hey, well done. And I was about to, like, you know, hey, good for you. Go in there, X. You go get him, champ. And then she goes, wait. I went, uh-oh. And she said he's not 6'4". Now, Somebody asked me as well the other day. I'm trying to remember what her height is. She's about 5'8", 5'7", I think. Again, she wears high heels a lot, but she's not a very, very tall girl now. She's about average height, maybe 5'7", 5'8". Girls, excuse me if I'm not getting the height right. I don't know the average age for a woman, but so she's not very tall. And I understand a lot of women love the taller man, but hey, I'm 6 foot, and 6 foot's a pretty good height for a man. But I'm taller than her, so a lot of guys would be taller than her. And this guy, what was it? He wasn't either, I forget now guys, it was either he wasn't 6'4" or 6'5". It was one of the two now. And I went, okay, and X, what's the problem? Well, look, I really like tall guys. I went, oh my god. Does he really have to tick every single fucking box? And I said, X, look, here's the story. What if you do get your dream guy who ticks every fucking box? And by the way, how can a guy tick every single box and a girl tick every single box on the very first date? I mean, come on, work with me here. Give me some rope here, right? And I could see I was getting through to her. And then I said, well, look, okay, let's say he does tick every single box. But you don't know him yet. I mean, there's people that are married, or they're in relationships for a few years, and they don't even know their partner still fully yet. Okay? So, it takes years to know somebody inside out. So, I said, what if he does tick all the boxes, but he's a wife beater? Or he kicks the shit out of women, right? And by the way, I'm not laughing at wife beating, guys, just in case you're wondering what I'm going on about here. But I just kind of, as I'm like, you think you've got everything worked out, and bang, it all goes flop. Or what if he's a ultra paranoid guy? Or what if he's he robs off licenses, liquor stores, right? He, for fun. He robs jewelry. He robs watches. What if he is something like that? And I said, she goes, okay, but go on. What's your point? I went, well, my point is this. Would you give up if he was, let's say, a wife beater or a woman beater? Would you rather have him tick all the boxes, but he's a wife beater? Or would you rather sacrifice one tick the box for an X instead of a tick, and he's not a wife beater? Well, Peter, that's obvious. Come on, what the fuck are you talking about? Well, I know this is an obvious question, but sometimes we have to ask the most dumbest, straightforward, simple question to ourselves, guys. Honest to God, sometimes you have to ask yourself the most basic, stupid, simple question. Say it out loud to yourself, for then you to force yourself to answer it. I mean, you should try it, guys. Really, you should try it, because it does work. So she went, well, yeah, and you could see in her eyes, yeah. Good point. I know. And she even turned around. She went, such a simple question, but yet actually, it's so simple I'd overlook it. Ha ha! See what I mean, guys? We can all overlook that simple question. Do you know what I mean? Because it's so fucking simple. So there has to be a bit of give and take, guys. There has to be. So work with me, people, please. Jesus Christ. So the point is this, guys. Look, impossible standards aren't going to get you fucking anywhere. Now, here's something to be self-aware about. Now, I was talking about this in a latest podcast episode recently, and you might have heard it, but I'm going to repeat it again. Sometimes your impossible standards are a defense mechanism. Now, what do I mean by that? In other words, subconsciously, I don't want to go into too heavy here, subconsciously you're terrified of a relationship. So, what do? You look for any fucking excuse to stay away from a man. Now, we can go a little bit deeper on this one. If you go with that defense of impossible standards, what you're doing is you're showing everybody and preaching and shouting from the rooftop that you do want a man because you don't want to look like some weirdo, and you don't want, even worse, you don't want to admit to people that you're scared shitless of having a relationship. I mean, hey, I'm scared shitless of a relationship, but if I met a woman right now, I'd hope to think that I'm That'd be okay. Like, there you go. Within 2 seconds, I just admitted that I'm scared shitless of a relationship. That's it. The FBI aren't coming down knocking on my fucking door here, guys. The CIA, the Irish police, they're not knocking on my door. You're under arrest, Mr. Walsh. You're afraid of a fucking relationship. No one gives a fuck. Guys, no one gives a shit if you're happy to be in a relationship, if you're scared to be in a relationship. Like, within 2 seconds, I just did what you'll waste 20 years of your life fucking around with. 2 seconds it took me. But I'm self-aware. And, even better, because I'm self-aware, I'll try and improve on that. And to be honest, if I met a girl tomorrow morning, and I really liked her, and I really wanted something, I'd be very self-aware that I want something. And I'd also be very self-aware that I'd be scared. And I'd pace myself. Anyway, I'm kind of going off on a bit of a broken path here, am I? So, guys, the point is this. Fear can fuck you up. Now, you're putting on this wonderful act. Oh, I'd love to be married. Mary and Susan, I'd love to be married and I want to have the kids, but I just can't meet the right guy out there. Well, okay. Now you've just convinced and fooled and tricked Mary and Susan, your buddies, example buddies, that you want a relationship. Instead of the actual real fucking truth, you're terrified out of your fucking mind of being in a relationship. So what you do is you put up impossible standards because you know at the end of the day, a man is never going to live up to your impossible standards. You will never ever find that perfect, hey, we'll talk about women too, the perfect woman or man. So therefore, it's the perfect get out clause. It's the perfect one because you'll never reach it. You'll never reach it. Right? Now, maybe you are just insanely fucking fussy. Maybe you are. I find it hard to believe though as well. Because, hey, I've been with some girls. Now look, I'm admitting, I love big tits in a girl. A nice big bum. Love it. Absolutely love it. Then again, I like a small bum in a girl. Just depends on the girl, right? But, you know, let's say we'll go with the big bum. But if a girl didn't have the big tits, let's say, but she was gorgeous, beautiful bum, beautiful body, but, you know, lacked in a bit of boobs, I don't mind. I'm not going to be, oh, fuck that, man. I don't care. You know? So I don't see where we're getting this, guys. And to round off to close, this is quite of a short podcast today, but the last thing I want to just touch on today, and I've mentioned this in another episode as well, but, you know, back to the drawing board here and back to my original point of people bitching and moaning and complaining about there's no one good enough out there. But here's the real thing. Turn the bitching and moaning on you and look at yourself really upfront and honest in the mirror. Now, guys, I'm literally about to finish this episode in about 2 minutes, and I'm going to leave you with this, and I hope you take something away with this. And you don't have to be studying this, just think about it, you know, whenever you're free, or every now and then. If you are bitching and moaning about somebody else, and you think, oh, he's an asshole, she's a bitch, what are you doing for the relationship yourself? So let's say you are dating somebody and it's really starting to get serious now, or you're in a relationship already, or you're married already. Are you really all in? Are you really all in, like they say at the poker table? All the chips are in. It's everything or nothing. Or are you just sitting around, fucking around, bitching and moaning about your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or girlfriend? Now, if you don't actually really look at yourself after this, there's a very, very good chance that you're the one that's probably not all in. Because the person that goes all in will actually inspect themselves under the bonnet. They'll check every fucking nut and cranny. Because their real objective is to have a successful, open and honest, good relationship. Okay? Now, not blame yourself. Now, guys, by the way, look, I don't want to be saying, oh, everybody, fuck you. You don't want a relationship. I'm not saying that per se. What I'm saying is, look, you could be stuck in such a pattern that you could go straight into denial. And hey, we're all in denial on some things. But, maybe you are that person that just bitches and moans all the time. If you really don't want to fix your relationship and you like enjoying and bitching and moaning, well then hey, don't do shit after this podcast. Forget it. Absolutely, 100% forget about it. You're getting exactly what you want, bitching and moaning and making yourself miserable, and that's okay. Like, I'm not being sarcastic when I say that, because that's exactly what you want. So if that's what you want, that's what you want. Now, it depends on the other person. Are you bullying the other person? Are you, putting them down in front of other people? Because then you're just a fucking asshole in front of other people and you're just putting it out in public then. Now, then you're a real dick or a bitch. And then you've just got serious fucking problems. But do you really have everything to be all in? Will you be there for your loved one if they're feeling under the weather, sick? Will you be there at the end of the day when, let's say you're both living with each other and all of a sudden your loved one comes in? Now, you've had a real shitty day, but you realize that your loved partner has had a way worse day than you. Will you really sacrifice your venting for that other person because, hey, you know what? It's now not time to be selfish. Let them fucking talk. Let me be here for them. Will you give up your Friday nights for the girls or the guys because your girlfriend really wants to do this or your boyfriend really wants to do this? Are you all in? This is something that you gotta really, really ask yourself if you do want a relationship to work. Now, guys, you can say, who the fuck are you, Peter Walsh? And because, guys, I'm single, but I know what it takes. I have done everything I can in certain relationships. Not every relationship, but I was self-aware to know, hey, fuck, man, there's nothing more I can do. And I never had a regret because I wanted to be all in. I wasn't in the relationship to bitch and fucking moan. I was in the relationship to have a good time, have a great time, be with somebody that I really wanted to be with. So, guys, thanks for listening. Very heavy today, wasn't it? Oh, well. And hey, guys, it's Formula 1 is back. If you're into Formula 1, check it out. I've got my previous episode up there about the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. The Formula 1 season's awesome, guys. And if you haven't seen Drive to Survive Netflix, check it out. Love you guys. Speak to you again. Bye.